Hang on a second. Okay. All right, I'm ready.
Hello, this is Tom Brewer, and I'm here with Jeff Stevenson today. We're going to get to him in a second, but this is the first ever podcast for Local 660 and the 7th Street Chronicles, and we're here on 7th Street at our Union Hall. So, Jeff, you probably never thought about this when you got in the fire service, but you're part of history today.
I am. I what an honor to be in the first podcast.
First ever one.
Tremendous. I didn't know this was the first.
Yeah, so we're gonna be bringing a lot of things to our members and to the firefighters, and one of them is talking about with retirees. And as luck would have it, this wasn't planned or anything. Jeff is having a retirement drop in today here at the Union Hall, so and it's just like lucked into it. It's St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. And Jeff, why don't you start off and tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
My name's Jeff Stevenson. I'm retiring this week. My last day was Monday, the 15th of March. I'm retiring with 29 years, 8 months, because I bought some military time. So actual service years in Charlotte, 24 years, 5 years in military, 8 years projected sick.
What branch of the military were you in?
I was in the Marine Corps from 88 to 93 and served in Desert Storm. And moved back to Charlotte in 93. Started working in electronics in Charlotte. And it's funny, the way I got on the fire department, it was kind of always in the back of my mind, but I wasn't like a fire buff my whole life. We had a little prefab chimney fire in my apartment in the first place we moved back to Charlotte. And I called back in the day, some will remember, the phone book had a blue section in it. And it was the city-county section.
Yeah, I remember the old phone books.
I rifled down through and found the Charlotte Fire Department non-emergency number, which of course was alarm. I didn't know that. So I called alarm and said, hey, if you got anybody that's not busy, would you send them over and just sort of check? I got the fire out, stuff's outside and whatever. I just want to make sure I didn't do any damage. And they came. Of course, they boxed the whole thing out, sent the cavalry. Well, the chief... This is unusual, but because the chief usually don't come inside on stuff like that. But he came into my apartment for some reason.
Who was the chief?
I don't know. Know. But I lived in Station 3's area, so he would have been Battalion 4 when they were at Station 3. I said, I don't know. I was an old guy, gray heads, all I remember.
Okay.
And he came in and he saw a picture of me in my dress blues. And he said, you ever given any thought to the fire service as a career? And I said, yes, sir. At one time, I thought that was what I wanted, and then I went in the Marine Corps. He said, well, right now, the fire chief and all 3 deputies in charge of hiring are former Marines. You'd have no trouble getting hired. And I thought, wow, that really opened the door for me, it gave me an opportunity and something to think about. So I just talked to my ex-wife then, and, man, it just, I feel like I just lucked into this career, honestly. That's how it happened.
Well, cool. What all stations were you at? What recruit class were you in?
Class 49.
That's 49.
Whoop. There were two run at the same time. That 48 came in a month before us, and then we started. And they had been there a month. Man, they were salty by the time we got there. But yeah, class 49 came out in 97. Started in March of 97, and. So I think we graduated in June of 97 and went to Station 26. My first officer was Alan Middleton. I had a crusty firefighter too, John Cowick. He had just left Station 4. And I was telling somebody this last night. He was kind of burned out from working at 4, as you know.
Yeah, it hadn't changed.
He lives on a farm. And his dad was like, John, when you get home, you're no good to me because you're up all night. All you want to do is sleep when you come home. I need you to transfer. So you can, get some more sleep at night, be handy on the farm. So he was a great guy to work with. Frank Davis was our driver, and he really set me on a path of fitness. He loved to run, and he loved to get rookies right out of recruit school and run them into the dirt because he thought that was the funniest thing. He was a distance runner, and these guys come out of recruit school and they think they're in shape, and he'd take them across the street and wear them out.
So it was Frank Stevens?
Frank Davis.
Frank Davis.
Yeah.
So he got you into fitness. So do you think, so you're doing something we don't see a lot of anymore, which, we do and don't, but 25 years on the back of the truck. the backbone of the fire service are firefighters.
Yeah.
Firefighter 2, you're firefighter 2. I mean, it's crazy to me, admirable. You talk about the saltiness and stuff like that. I don't think we get enough of that sometimes.
I took the captain's test 4 times, and right as soon as I was able to, I'll tell you what, man, the fire department has been a blessing. They put me through college. I never thought I'd go to college. School wasn't for me. High school was not for me. But after my time in the Marine Corps and I had the GI Bill, I wanted to use that. And when I found out the fire department had that CPCC had a fire science degree, and that I could use my GI Bill to go, and the fire department would reimburse me, I was like, man, I'd be stupid not to use that. So
yeah.
The fire department's been terrific in that way.
So do you think the longevity thing, what had more to do with you being able to do the 25 years on the back of the truck? So on the back of the truck, you're the grunt. You're working just like in the Marine Corps you did. Mm-hmm. You're working, you're pulling the tools off the rescue, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So what had a bigger impact? The running you did, or do you think it's like Station 11 taking the workload off 10 played a part in that?
Mm-hmm. I see where you're going. No, people will say, like, I don't have the miles on me that some guys do. If they ride an engine or a ladder their whole career, they run a lot more call volume, medical, alarms, that kind of thing. And the rescue, because I was on the rescue for 18 plus years, we only go to legit stuff. So, you don't get beat up quite as bad on the rescue. I think that has something to do with it. Staying in shape has something to do with it. The guys that I had around me, the guys that come to the rescue are great people. They want to be there. They want to do that kind of work, and it's infectious, And like, I remember when I first came out of recruit school, I went to 26. Alan Middleton said, I love working here because we always get rookies. This is a rookie station, and we have a lot of turnover, but it keeps us young because guys come here, they're enthusiastic, and unfortunately, there's not a ton to do, but we train, and then they want to fly the coop and go somewhere busier as soon as they can. That's what I did. I didn't finish before I said, so I went to 26. I was there about 9 or 11 months. I went to Station 3. I lived in 3's local.
Okay.
So I thought, man, how cool it'd be to work in my neighborhood, So I transferred to Station 3. Well, I didn't even know they had to do the same stuff as the rescues. I had no idea they were going. So as soon as I got there, they sent me to confined space, trench, USAR, Swiftwater. What was the other one? Anyway, scuba. And so I was like,
I was thinking myself there.
Yeah. So man, it was like a year's worth of training, and so from 3, when I made firefighter 2. I got transferred to 20, and I worked for Captain Archie, Fred Archie, nice guy. He had 2 years left in his career, and I said, look, Fred, I want to go to the rescue, but I'm going to make this 2-year commitment to you. We're going to see you out. And we had a ball. We had a ball. Rest in peace, Fred. He died. He had Alzheimer's. He died a couple of years ago. But anyway, we enjoyed our time with him, and then from there, in December 2002, I transferred to the Rescue 10, and it was just home, man.
Yep. So what do you think? You've been at 10 for a while. Whether it's memorable calls, memorable people, what do you think? Anything? I'm sure a lot's going to stick out, but anything like off the top of your head.
Corey asked me that Monday, my last day at work, and all I can think is, I've gotten to work with so many people over the years because people come to the rescue and they don't want to stay on the back. They come and then they're upwardly mobile. They want to take the captain's test or the driver's test or whatever. And so they come, we train together, we try new things, we, do the job, we learn each other's families, we go to funerals and weddings and birthdays and everything as a family, and then they go on and we get somebody new and we learn that new person and his family and we get them trained up and it's a kind of it's been a revolving door, and I've gotten to work with so many great people over the years. When I went there, it was Danny Carpenter on the back, Howard Moose, Alan Haynes, and I took Rick Mayo's spot and he got promoted. And our captain was Kern. He had just come out of the academy and been there about 10 or 12 months. And Craig Freeze was our driver. And so we had a great crew, a bunch of old guys that, man, I picked up on the fact that Carpenter was sharp and Alan was sharp. We went to rookie school together. And Craig Freeze was a great driver and a comedian and a hell of a good cook. And I watched those guys like a hawk, just to try to pick up their culture and their love for what they do and the talent they had, and the knowledge. And so anyway, I just wanted to finish your question about what stations.
That's fine, man. That's good. Like you said, I think the one thing all of us should take with us, is just the people that really make this job. You know what I mean? I hear it from talking to a lot of retirees, and it's just, that the station life is usually awesome wherever you're at, and obviously station life for you at 10 is great, or you wouldn't have stayed there that long. So
yeah, and we started out in the old station on Remount Road, and I felt really fortunate to get to work there for a couple of years. So I went in December of 2002, and then in 2005 they opened the new station on Wilkinson, and none of us wanted to leave. None of us wanted to go to the new station. So we tried to do things. We tried to take little pieces of the building, this culture that was so, ingrained in us over there at the old house, and take pieces of that with us to sort of hopefully bring some of that mojo with us, It wasn't the same, and it was bigger, shiny, but it's our home now, or it's their home now. We made it that way, and it really is not the building. You know what they say about church? It's not the building; it's the people. And it's the fire station is the same way. It's less about the truck and the building and the uniform. It's more about the people and their love for what they do and their love for each other.
All right, so you've walked out the door. Retirement drop in today. What's something that people, even at 10 or something, like the people in the fire department wouldn't know about you that you kind of kept secret this whole time? Or is there anything that you think people would be surprised to know about you? I know you've done some traveling. I know you've hiked some places and stuff like that.
I had a great roommate. After I got divorced, I moved in with another fireman, and he got me interested in mountain climbing, and we started putting together some equipment and learning all we could. Originally, his idea was to go to Everest Base Camp, and I was like, Jesus, man, how about we start small, So we started here in North Carolina, climbing Mount Mitchell and so forth, and then we had a chance to travel to Oregon, so we climbed Mount Hood, and neither of us had any experience with glacial stuff. And then we climbed Mount Rainier, and we summited on September 11th.
Cool.
So that was a big deal. I'll never forget that trip.
So do you have any climbs, anything planned for retirement, anything big goals like that? Or
yeah, I'm going the opposite direction. I'm going to the Bahamas for 3 weeks. The end of this month, a friend of mine's got a sailboat, and we're going to go get on a sailboat and tool around for a couple weeks down in the Bahamas. And my parents live here in Charlotte. I'm going to stay here in Charlotte. Always be based out of here, but I'd like to do a little traveling. And we went to Thailand last year, and that was a blast. I'd love to go see some more of that South Pacific. I don't know.
So you came on, you said 97?
Yeah.
All right. So if you had a time machine, go back in time. It's 1997, or let's say you're a rookie in 2021. What would you tell rookie Jeff Stevenson? And what would you tell the other rookies and people out there?
I'll tell you, man.
What's some advice you would give yourself with the knowledge you have now?
Yeah. Stay healthy. Stay in shape, because it makes everything easier. And when you start getting out of shape, things get harder, and you're less, your drive it's harder to get up and do training and all the things you need to do to stay sharp if you're not in good shape. It just makes everything easier. Muscle makes everything easier. Other thing, be wise with your money. If you can, put some away. Chief Hannon told me one time, he told the whole fire department that they'd started a Roth IRA, was available to us. And I thought, gosh, that's, I don't know much about that, but if he thinks it's a good idea, I'm gonna start putting a little money away in the Roth. I didn't know anything about it, and it's been great. But save all you can. Work hard and take care of your fellow firemen. It's a fantastic job. It doesn't have to be miserable. I had a psychology professor once say, like when you start feeling like you're in a bad mood, just throw on a smile and see if it doesn't change it. If you come in the station and you bring in garbage from home with you, try to leave it at the door. The guys don't deserve for you to drag them down. Try to come to work with a positive attitude.
Absolutely.
And really, I've always tried to think that about, service is the word. We're really here to serve Charlotte, the citizens of Charlotte. And, if you come here and you think that this place owes you a living, you're dead wrong. You come in the door, be ready to work and serve, and they'll pay you, but don't come with the attitude that they owe you. You owe them.
So you have a history of service. You served in the Marine Corps. You served the citizens of Charlotte and the fire department for all these years. But with all that being said, what do you want people to remember most about you?
Gosh, that's a tough one. I just always try to treat people with respect.
That goes a long way. It really does. I mean, especially where we're at as a society right now.
I know. I mean,
respect everybody. Yeah.
Everybody's got stuff going on. Everybody's got stuff, and you may not know it. You may not know what's going on in their life, and that goes for your coworkers. That goes for the people that you go on calls to. I remember Chief Fincher said, you don't have the right to judge. He was our chief when I got hired. When you go in people's houses, you don't have, you got to leave judgment at the door. You don't know what they're dealing with. They're most likely it's one of the worst days of their life. If they called 911, it was significant enough that they have to ask for help, and you should do what you can to help them and not be judgmental, and just be compassionate, have empathy, and that's about it, man. So anyway,
I think that's great advice, Jeff.
Yeah.
Seriously, I think we need more of that, not just in the fire service, but in the world. So I'm with you on that, man.
Sure,
well said.
For sure.
With that being said, I thank you. Any final words? Anything you're going to miss the most? What would you like to say before we go back up there and get back to your party?
Tom, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to work here, for the people. It's been a hell of a ride, dude. Been a hell of a ride.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
All right, and cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to you. All right, thanks, Jeff. And again, history made. First ever interview with the 7th Street Chronicles.
That's awesome.
And Local 660 member the whole time. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And we'll get you your axe. It wasn't ready yet, but thanks, Jeff. And again, congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Good.
It's good?
Okay.
All right, man. Awesome.
It's good stuff, Tom.
No, and like I said, that was all you.
You need to sit